What is going on, people? Welcome to the Midwest Mike Sports Show. I'm your host, Mike Klean, and I am joined by the one and only Midwest Mike. What's going on, buddy?
Not too much, brother. How you doing?
Doing all right. I'm doing all right. My fandom got a big win last night. VIP got a big win last night on the Saints, but Tommy brought us back, man. Ooh, that was a good one.
Saints found a way to blow the game yet again.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
They've done all year.
I don't know how many more moments I'm going to get with Tom like that, but man, was it a blast from the past. It was awesome. And it's been a
Uh,
bad year. So it was fun to watch.
just like that Rams game, pretty much similar ending.
Yep. I mean, if you really think about it, Tom beat him twice because that holding call. I mean, what a throw it was to Godwin. Gets called back, and then Rashad White runs a James White-esque route and, gets it done, man. It was an awesome game. Awesome. Terrible to watch for 4 quarters, but, man, the last 4 minutes were great.
Right?
Typical NFL, man. But how you coming in?
Good. We cashed, obviously, the Saints play of the day yesterday. We cashed the Niners play of the week the day before. We cashed K-State play of the day before that.
Mm-hmm.
So we're on a 26-7 football run, 14-4 NFL run, and 12-3 college football run. So football has been extremely nice to us, extremely hot. Even that Niners game, kind of with Jimmy G going out, and then this Brock Purdy filling in and still getting us the dub. They ended up winning by 16. So the game was a little closer than the score suggested, but they're pretty much up and covering the entire game. So, that was nice. That was nice.
Absolutely, man. And you got your revenge on Saturday.
Yep.
Got your revenge.
K-State.
Now, how sweet did that feel?
TCU is so. If they won that game again in overtime like that, man.
Dude, when they tied it up, I go, here we go again. Are you kidding me? And it bounced our way, which is good. Big stop.
I mean, yeah. That Baylor game, they shouldn't have won. Baylor should have won that. K-State should have beat them the first time if it wasn't for their Martinez and Will Howard going out. So TCU should have 3-4 losses. They should have even lost probably to Oklahoma State. So they should have lost to Baylor. They should have lost to K-State twice, and very likely could have lost to Oklahoma State as well. That went into overtime. I remember that game. We actually had TCU, I think, -4, and they won by 3. So, yeah. Frankly, I think K-State should be in the football playoff instead of TCU. I think they're a better team. So, but yeah, the playoff format has been set here. We got the 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I think it's Michigan and TCU and Georgia and Ohio State. So obviously Georgia will play the winner of TCU and Michigan. So two teams that I think are both kind of fraudulent. So
you don't like Michigan?
I don't think they're as good as. I mean,
JJ McCarthy, man, he's coming along. He's had 2 real nice weeks, man.
Yeah, we'll see what they do, man.
He went to my high school.
Did he?
Yeah, he went to NAS, and then he ended up having to transfer out. He went to somewhere in Florida because of the COVID year. We were shut down over here, all high school sports, and he ended up having to go to Florida to continually play. But they recruited him over here when he was like a sophomore, dude. He was
really
nuts. Oh yeah, 5-star. I mean, Harbaugh was going nuts over him. It was his dream to play in Michigan, apparently. I mean, way after my time being in high school, but I heard about it because, my boss at my old job at the time, his daughter was going to NAS, so we were all talking about it. But yeah, it was. He's a good player, man. He's a gamer, so I'm rooting for him.
Yeah.
I love it. Wow. We got Roger in the house. What up, Raj?
What's up, Roger?
How you doing, buddy? As always, guys, throw your comments in the chat. Bankroll questions, any game questions you'd like Mike to throw his 2 cents on. Or if you'd like mine, I can give you some 2 cents as well, but I wouldn't take it. But I'll give it. Anything you guys want. That's why we do the show. Come on in here and don't be shy. You guys make the show what it is.
Wow, the Titans just fired their GM right after
really?
A.J. Brown torched them. Wow.
I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense.
And the Dodgers want Ohtani.
Wow. Oh, boy. The Dodgers are like the modern day Yankees, man. I just spent the last 2 days watching The Captain. I don't know if you ever saw it. The Derek Jeter special on ESPN. Oh, my God, man. I mean, I love Jeter. Jeter's right up there with Tom. I mean, he's my favorite baseball player of all time, man. But I didn't really realize, because I was still a kid and growing up in that era, I didn't realize how dominant those Yankees were, man. I mean, Derek Jeter's the GOAT, man. I mean, I know people knock him for his defense or whatever, but I mean, he's Tom Brady of baseball in the modern day.
Yeah.
All he did was win. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. But Steinbrenner, he'd always buy the team, and here the Dodgers go.
Right. Yeah. Well, Trey Turner's gone. He's in Philly. That's good.
He's signed till he's in his grave. 11
years.
These baseball contracts, man, they get worse and worse every year.
Yeah, Trey Turner's not worth that.
300 mil for 11?
Not at all, man.
I could field some ground balls and make some errors for that money.
Yeah.
I don't know. We got Lucas in the house. Jets money line plus 106.
Yeah, I'm looking at that game. I do have an NHL play for you, but that is another game I'm looking at. Right after the show here, I'll get stuff posted up. But I got an NHL play for you. I also got a total that I like, and this is another game that I was looking at, but haven't really dug into it yet. Florida's hot, man. I mean, they were really shorthanded. I think they had 15 guys when they played the Kraken. When we were on the Kraken the other night, I think that was the last game that Florida played.
Right.
And they looked good. I think more money is on the Jets here right now. I'm not sure who's in net yet. I haven't even looked at that. Let's come back to, let's see.
Yeah, Jets are definitely taking more money on the money line as of right now. 71%, 65%.
Yeah, it's like a minus 110, minus 115. So Jets aren't that big of dogs. It's pretty close to a pick 'em.
Right.
Oh shit. This over is looking even better now. Let's see. Yeah. Hellebuck is confirmed. It'll probably be Spencer Knight, who's been good. 8-3-1, 249 goals against. Yeah, that's it's a tough one, man. It's a tough one.
Yeah. Two good teams, man.
Let's see the
should be close.
Yeah, Florida's won 2 straight. This is their 5th straight road game, though. The one thing I'd have to dig into, though, before I really say anything, is the injury report for Florida, because I know they've been really shorthanded. They are coming off a 5-1 win versus the Canucks, a 5-1 win versus Seattle. Winnipeg's been hot. Yeah, they're 4-1 in their last 5. Playing their 4th straight home game. 3rd game this month. This is only Florida's 2nd game this month. So, yeah, it's a 5-game road trip. But, yeah, I don't know yet on this one, to be honest with you. I got to dig into the injury stuff more, Lucas. But if you are a VIP, it's possible I have a play on this game. Let's put it that way. But while we're talking NHL, let's just get down to it. I'm going to be on the Seattle Kraken -1.5, -105. Tonight. They play the Canadiens. Now, we were on the Canadiens puck line last night. They're up 4-0. They're still up. They scored all 4 goals in the first period. With a few minutes to go in the second period, they're still up 4-0. I think the end of the second period, it was 4-2, and then they ended up losing in overtime 7-6. So they gave up 7 goals in just over the last period, guys. Jeez. This is a very tired Canadiens team. I've been on a lot of Canadiens puck lines versus other Canadian in-state, in-country rival teams. And we've hit, I think, every single one of them. We hit it again last night on the Canadiens puck line. They get up for playing their rivals in Canada. So we were on that puck line last night, but you could clearly see, this team just played Edmonton on the road. They just played Vancouver on the road. Now they're on a back-to-back tonight versus the Kraken, who are red hot or who are coming off of a really bad loss versus Florida. So it's not every game where you kind of got an angle on both teams, and we do in this spot. It's a really bad spot for Montreal. They looked really tired last night. They just ran out of gas. That's evident when you give up 7 goals in the last 25 minutes of a game, just over a period. This is a very tired team, the Kraken at home, and this is another road game. This is their 4th straight road game. Montreal was in Calgary, then Edmonton, then Vancouver, went from Vancouver to Seattle last night. And Seattle's rested. They're coming off of an embarrassing home loss to the Panthers. They're 7-1. Seattle's 7-1 in their last 8 games. So I like Seattle to bounce back here big. And the Canadiens, I'd question how much they have left in the tank here, honestly. So
yeah,
I'm not doing the in regulation shit. I think they get it done by 2+. I like this a lot. There's even potential that I post this for 2 units. We'll see.
Wow.
I haven't had an NHL play of the day, maybe one. I don't even know. But
it's been a while.
I like this play a lot. It's a great spot to go against Montreal on a back-to-back, tired, and it's a great spot to back the more rested Kraken team at home, playing their 3rd straight home game. They went and swept on the road 3-0. They beat Vegas. They beat Anaheim. They beat the Kings. And then beat the Capitals at home, lost to the Panthers, and here we are. So I love the Kraken -1.5, -105 tonight.
Love it.
So
love it. Free play. There you go.
Yeah, that's my favorite NHL play today for sure.
Epic. So, and if you're here, you got it, which is awesome. Good for you guys. Thank you for being here. Joey B, NBA, Dallas, and Denver. What are our thoughts? Interesting game. TNT, second one of the doubleheader.
Initially, I kind of leaned Dallas in the over. I don't know which way. I'll probably have a play on this game. I don't know which way I'm going to play it for sure yet, but I know Denver still has some injuries. They don't play a lot of defense. Dallas is kind of a different team on the road. They've struggled a lot on the road, and I don't see them on a back-to-back playing defense. So I think the total is like 222.5. I can see both teams just kind of running down the court, and I like the over. I wouldn't be surprised to see this one get in that 230 range.
Yeah.
And I think the total is like 222.5 right now. So, but that being said, I'd look at Dallas here too. I think Denver's getting all the money. You still got who's out? Porter Jr.
Jeff Green potentially. Yeah. He's questionable. Caldwell Pope is questionable.
Watson, which who gives a shit about? Yeah.
Yeah. I think Highland should be playing, which is big for that second unit. Yeah. That's big for their second unit. I think this is a tough spot for Denver. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
They're coming off back-to-back losses. The game, probably the Pelicans, they really shouldn't have lost, but they did. And they're back home for one game and then go back out on the road to the Trailblazers and then back home for 2 spots against the Jazz and the Wizards. Both of these teams have seen each other twice already. It was a one of those games where they play each other back to back here. But the Nuggets starters were out in both of those games. I believe the Mavericks were minus 10.5 game 1 and minus 10 game 2 or something like that, or maybe vice versa. Mavs covered game 1 and then game 2. Actually, the Nuggets won with essentially no one in the lineup. Mavs, big win last night against the Suns. That's always an emotional ride with those two teams. Suns owned them for years, and then Dallas has kind of returned the favor.
Only thing I'm concerned about is Dallas, I think, is playing their third game in 4 nights.
Mm-hmm.
We saw what that did to the Warriors last night. The Warriors are playing their third and 4, albeit they're at home, but they look like shit, man.
Yeah,
I agree. I initially leaned Dallas too. NBA, I kind of do more later in the day, just with all the bullshit. Oh, this guy's out, that guy's out. Line goes from -4.5 to +5.
absolutely,
just weird shit. So yeah, I kind of wait on that. I'm more intrigued by the Lakers and Cavs game. That's a TNT game as well.
Yep.
Jarrett Allen, I believe, should be out.
Yep. He's questionable, but I mean, he did take part in the team shoot around. Who knows if he plays? It would be really big to get him back. AD and LeBron, they wake up questionable, but they're going to play. The Lakers have kind of caught their stride a little bit here, man.
Mm-hmm.
They really have. That was a big win and a big revenge spot against the Bucks. I mean, they were +9 dogs, and they came out and won outright. And then, you kind of expect the Lakers, older squad, and maybe have a little bit of a lackluster game against the Wizards. Here they go. AD goes freaking bonkers. I mean, this guy is I don't know if the fire under his ass finally came alive or what, but I mean, he's playing great and he's staying healthy.
They're 8-2 in their last 10, and realistically, they shouldn't have lost that Indiana game that they lost by a point on that game-winning 3 to win by 1.
Yep.
They shouldn't have lost that. So, I mean, they realistically could be 9-1 in their last 10 with their only loss coming on the road to the Suns by 10, which isn't a huge surprise. Suns are very good, especially at home. So, but yeah, beating the Bucks. Should have beat Indiana. They beat Portland. They beat the Wizards. Beat the Spurs back to back. Actually 3 times. Detroit and Brooklyn. I would argue they've been beaten up on some bad teams, though. When you beat the Spurs 3 times, the Pistons, Brooklyn's coming around, so that's a quality win. Bucks is a quality win. Portland, somewhat a quality win. That Simmons on Portland is fucking nuts, man. He single-handedly killed us versus the Jazz on, I think, Saturday night.
Yeah, he is really coming along, man.
Him and that Andrew Nebhard for the Pacers last night. Dude almost had a triple-double. He single-handedly was just doing whatever the fuck he wanted last night.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
And when Holly comes back in the lineup, man, I think that's going to be an interesting. I mean, you've been on the Pacers a bunch this year, and we've cashed on them a bunch. They kind of hit a little bit of a lull here, but I think that they're going to probably bounce back up. Cavs and Lakers did meet up November 6th. Line was -5.5, or maybe that's where it closed.
Lost
Cavs
by 14.
did not cover. Oh, no, they did. They did cover. Yeah. 114 to 100 100. So Cavs did cover. LeBron's turn to home. I don't know. It's a tough game, man.
Yeah, it's in the TNT game, I'm sure they're all play. I think this opened at like 6, though, I want to say. What did it open at? Because I think it's been bet down. And there's slightly more money on the Cavs. Maybe not. Maybe 5.5, maybe, or something it opened at, I think. But
we're looking pretty split as far as money. Tickets are 50-50 right now. Money line tickets are definitely leaning towards the Lakers. Money's essentially split 53% on the Lakers and 45% on the Lakers on the money line. 82% of parlays attached to the Lakers, though. I don't know if that comes in the factor, but just nice to know.
I kind of like the over here too.
Cavs coming off a loss against the Knicks. This is their first game back and a nice little homestand here.
This Lakers game, you got to figure that LA, they only scored 100 the last time.
Mm-hmm.
You got to figure they're going to score more than 100 this time, don't you? I mean,
you'd like to think.
It's hard not to see both teams scoring 110 plus. You got a total of 225. You actually got more money on the under, and it's actually gone up from 224 to 225.5.
Yeah.
This is a similar spot to the my over last night on the Clippers and Hornets. The Hornets were coming off of a terrible game where they scored like only 90 points or some shit, 94, 96 points, whatever it was. And I liked, them to bounce back. That's why, I like the Clippers, who ended up winning the game ultimately, but they didn't cover.
Right.
I thought the Hornets were a good dog yesterday to look at. But they're just hard to trust. So I stayed away from that, just did the over.
Yep.
We cashed the over. But look for spots like that for teams to bounce back. And, they scored 100 points in their last game versus them. They're hot right now. There's no doubt in my mind, especially on a TNT game now, that they should score over 100 points here.
Right.
Both teams scored 110 plus. I mean, this shit more than likely is going over unless it's a 113 to 110 type of game.
Right.
So, and now with Schrader back too, Russ off the bench, him back, AD playing the way he's playing, and the Cavs are coming off of a game. Hold on here. That's what I was. The Cavs are coming off a game. They scored just 81 points versus the Knicks. So you think they're going to score 80 points again?
No.
Hell no.
Absolutely not.
So, and actually the Lakers, their last game was 130. The game before that, 133. The game before that, 128. Indiana, 115. San Antonio, 143, 105, 123, 128, 116, 114, 101, 116. The last game they scored 100 points was November 5th versus the Cavs. Every single game since then, they've scored well over 100 points in most of them. So,
yep.
And if Allen doesn't play, I think the Lakers could be a look there too. I mean, he'd be a big loss down low. It'd be hard not to see AD feast down low if he's out. So
absolutely. As far as the over and under, more money on the under, but 36% of tickets. Interesting. More tickets are on the over, but less money. Interesting. It's always interesting to see what the market is thinking by having this resource that we do have. It's an interesting game, man. The TNT games are always kooky. They're always a little weird. I always find that, when the TNT games are on and both games are the same line, it's a little bit weird. But essentially both games don't really have much line functionality because we really don't know on the two games with the Mavericks and the Nuggets because the Nuggets starters are out. So you can't really take those into account. And then the Lakers and the Cavs essentially is almost the same line as last time. So I don't know. LeBron, every time he goes to Cleveland, man, he always wants the ball out too. So I don't know. It's interesting. Definitely more to dig into as far as the NBA. I mean, we might as well just speak on it. I just want to just go off on the Heat. Heat versus the Pistons tonight, -8.5 for the Heat. You like the Heat?
What do you mean? You want to bet the Heat?
No, I want to fucking.
I thought you said you want to
go off on them. No, I want to go off on them. I can't stand them.
Yeah,
I can't stand this lackluster basketball out of this team, man. They're doing the same exact shit that they did last year. They moseyed around until halfway through the season, and then they're going to go on a tear in the second half. And you know what I actually hope? I actually hope it comes to bite them in the fucking ass, and they can't go on that run in the second half, and they struggle the whole year. That's what I hope.
Yeah.
That's what I hope. Because last night, against a Grizzlies team that has no one playing, Jackson out, Morant out. How on earth? And we talk about this all the time, these injury games in the NBA. Same thing with the Pacers and the Warriors last night. Now, the Warriors just shot like shit pretty much. But these injury games are so damn weird. There's no excuse that the Heat did not win the game. I don't care if you cover, but they didn't win that game, man. After a big emotional win against the Celtics, come on, man. Their head is not in the season. I can't stand them.
I'll be honest with you. I didn't like that Warriors game as much when those guys were ruled out. I'd rather have everyone fucking playing.
Absolutely.
Just weird shit, dude. Weird shit all the time.
And that's the association for you.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm probably looking the Heat's way tonight.
You're going to bet the Heat?
No. I'm just joking. We got Cody in the house. What up, Cody? You still on the Eagles as your Super Bowl favorite?
I have a futures on them. Doesn't mean they're my favorite, but I definitely saw value at the time to place a futures on them at plus 1,200 or whatever it is, and we got insane value on it, and should have a good opportunity to hedge if you want to. Obviously, the Eagles will be in the playoffs if they can make it even to the NFC Championship. You got 2 games to hedge because I think we got a little over 2 units, $2,000 to win 25 grand. I think
something
25
like
units.
That,
yeah. So even just making it to the NFC Championship, you'd have a chance to hedge on that in the Super Bowl if you wanted to at least cover the cost of the ticket and guarantee some profit. But the East is tough. I mean, I still like the Chiefs. I like them. The Bills, I'm not liking them as much. They're getting by. They're winning games and stuff, but a couple of their last games, especially that Lions game and stuff. I mean, I know they've been having injuries and stuff. The big thing for the Bills is how healthy are they going to be down the stretch here?
Yeah.
That'll determine that. But the Dolphins, I'm not as high on the Dolphins. I bet them a lot in the beginning of the year, but their defense isn't that great. It's not that good. I don't think it's good enough to win. The Jets, Patriots, none of those teams are going anywhere. So I could see the Chiefs, possibly the Bills, Chargers, Raiders, Broncos. None of them are doing shit. Ravens and Bengals, potentially. Browns and Steelers ain't doing shit. So, I mean, it's Bills, Chiefs, Ravens, Bengals. I don't think the Bengals do that again. I was low on them last year, low on them this year. They bit me in the ass on Sunday, I know. But I'd say those 3, Bills, Chiefs, and Ravens. Injuries and all that stuff. I mean, right now the Chiefs are probably the healthiest out of the 3. Bills are banged up, and now Lamar Jackson's banged up. So, but yeah, I'd say those 3 as far as for the East. I'll probably do another futures at some point, but the way shit's sitting right now, it's so wide open. I mean, especially that AFC North, Ravens and Bengals both tied at 8-4. Dolphins are 8-4. The Bills are 9-3. The Chiefs are 9-3. So it's not really, there's not like a clear cut, you know. Like I was said, I think on the last show, I got the Rams the same odds as you could get. I got the Rams the same odds in January as you could in September. Mm-hmm. So I'm still waiting out. I'll throw out another futures at some point, but
sure.
And the NFC guys, I'm being sold on the Vikings more and more and more every week. Although they are kind of like the TCU of the NFL. They've won a lot of close one-score games. They've all gone their way, which props to them. But this is a different Vikings team than previous years. We cashed our futures bet on Sunday. They're 10-2. Eagles are 11-1. I think it's the Vikings, the Eagles, the Cowboys. Those are probably my three favorite in the NFC. The Niners, depending on their quarterback situation, it sucks to see Jimmy G go down. I love the Niners defense. They came through in a big way for us on Sunday against the Dolphins. As soon as Jimmy G went out, it's like, oh, here we go. We saw this shit in K-State. Anytime I do a big play, the fucking quarterback gets hurt. And it happened again, and then of course it's a rookie. It's not some backup who's been in the league and has experience. It's rookie Brock Purdy. Okay.
Purdy.
Shit, here we go.
Here we go.
They got it though. So
he didn't look bad.
No, for just being kind of thrown in there. No, I mean, now, having a week to prepare and stuff, I think he'll have a game plan for him.
Sure.
To make him look good.
Why not?
Drawing up plays to make him look good and to make him succeed. So, and I thought they did a good job of that even on Sunday. He did miss a couple throws here and there and stuff, but he came through, man. He played well. He even made some really good throws that were dropped like that. I mean, McCaffrey redeemed himself, I think, on the next play or something, but he dropped that one in the end zone. So, yeah, he is same shit with the Saints last night. Dalton made a lot of great throws, and those Saints guys dropped so many passes. They completely just blew that game. Luckily, we had the points. We hit anyways. So I wasn't really worried about that. That was pretty no sweat as far as the spread. Only way we could have gotten screwed is had they missed the extra point and then gotten into overtime or whatever. But
right.
But yeah, it's I don't know. Those are my three AFC, my three NFC. But what are your guys' thoughts? What do you guys like? I have no idea what the odds are in any of those. I haven't looked at any futures in a while. But I know the Eagles is down there to like plus 400 or something now. So we got really, really good value on them.
Yup.
Let's see. Holy shit.
I think Purdy's an interesting story, man. He is Mr. Irrelevant. He wasn't the final pick.
I think today at like 3:00, Mayfield clears waivers, and then they'll probably
sign him.
Yeah,
no doubt. But I'd give this Purdy guy a chance, man. I mean, what a story it would be for the NFL if this guy comes out and balls. He's got the pieces around him. One of the greatest offensive minds in the game, with Shanahan, and arguably the most talented roster in the league with youth. I mean, on paper, the Bucs make sense, but they're just not youthful anymore. They're just an older team that's really struggling. But the 49ers, they have youth and they have a great defense. And I don't really know how much it really changed. I know Jimmy G's a gamer, but I mean, unless Purdy really makes some mental mistakes, man, I think the 49ers are right there.
Is this true? I'm looking at an NFL futures thing, not on a book, but this is saying Buffalo's plus 350, Chiefs and Eagles are plus 500. Okay. Cowboys plus 700, This has the Bengals and Niners at plus 1,200 and the Vikings and Tampa at plus 1,800. How the fuck are the Vikings and Tampa the same on a futures at plus 1,800?
Dude, that's
You're
simply
telling me
a
right now
Brady market.
You're telling me right now I can get the Vikings at plus 1,800 on a futures at 10-2? This can't be right, dude.
Okay, I have DraftKings opened up right now, and that is correct. Actually, you have plus 1,800 on the Vikings and plus 1,800 on the Bucks.
Cody, I'm not biased being from Minnesota. I bet against the Vikings. I've actually talked about how I think the Vikings are frauds all season long. If you haven't caught any of that, I now, after being 10-2, am starting to actually believe in them. I have Viking season tickets. I've gone to games. I've bet against them numerous times. I don't bring bias into anything. I will go to a Vikings game. I'll put $30,000 on the other team and root for the Cowboys or whoever the hell I'm rooting for. I'm all about money, baby. I don't give a shit about. I mean, I do, but at the end of the day, this is about making money and making you guys money, and that's what it's about. So I have trust me, I have no bias towards any team at all. So. But plus 1,800 is absolutely insane for the Vikings at a futures right now. That's ridiculous. Because
could be Rams-esque.
Because realistically, they could beat. I mean, they could beat the Eagles right now. They could beat anybody. They proved it. They beat the Bills. You know what I mean? So that's pretty crazy. That might be something to sprinkle a little something on.
Absolutely, man. And I honestly just think that Tampa Bay Buccaneers is just going to remain sitting there because it's a Tom Brady market, man. You saw you had it in the write up yesterday about his primetime record. Still, majority of the money was on the Bucs, man. It's just Tom Brady. It's this aura.
Yeah, 2-14, 2-14 against the spread. Now he's 2-15 in his last 17 primetime.
They don't care. Tom's one of these people that's just, me. Hi, Tom. It's like you're looking at a god, man. You don't care what the odds are. You always bet on Brady. And that's what the market says right here. There's no reason for this.
They have the same odds of winning the Super Bowl as the Minnesota Vikings. That's completely fucked up.
It is, but that's the market.
It's completely fucked up.
That's the market, man. Cody's saying, he's being biased. He's
from
Minnesota as well.
Oh, what part of Minnesota are you from?
That's a hell of a future right there.
Winning the NFC at 18-1? Because now the Super Bowl is 18-1. So, yeah, that's good. That's good. Seriously, I don't know how you don't sprinkle something on a 10-2 team that's beaten the Bills at plus 1,800. I mean, I got the Eagles at plus 1,200 week 3 or something. They're at plus 500 now, and there's only one game separating them. And the Eagles have actually played an easier schedule than the Vikings.
Yeah,
Vikings have played a harder schedule. Vikings have played the Cowboys, the Eagles, the Jets, the Patriots. Then you got the divisional games. The game that's weird this week is the Lions being -1. The 5-7 Lions versus the 10-2 Vikings, and the Lions are -1. So
now -2.5.
I used to go up to North Long Lake in Brainerd every year for over 10 years, Cody, right across from Gull Lake. So I'm very familiar. Brainerd, Nisswa. Very Keps, that bait shop there in Nisswa. I used to go there all the time. Very familiar with Brainerd. So a lot of good lakes up there, fishing lakes.
Shout out to Minnesota. Joe.
And then they have a raceway up there too, and there was Tom Cruise had a cabin on North Long Lake because they go up there for the races. Tom Cruise, Oprah, some other Yamaguchi, the figure skater, whatever. There's some celebrities that go up there for the races because there's the International Raceway up there, so they got lake homes and shit like that. I think Oprah's got a place on Gull Lake or something.
Nice.
So
it's a very peaceful area, Minnesota, when you get into the trees.
When you get out of the cities,
yeah. Absolutely.
I know you weren't a fan of St. Paul late at night.
No. No, I was not.
And you're from Chicago. That's the weird part. Man, that ain't shit, dude.
Yeah, it was not I don't know. I wasn't impressed, but
the problem with the Excel Center is right across the street from it is the Dorothy Day Center. It's like a homeless shelter. So that's why you see a lot of that stuff right in that area. So it's literally right across the street.
But did have a blast at the game, and I thought the atmosphere around the stadium was awesome when we went to the Wild game. So it was a fun time.
Yeah,
definitely a fun time.
For sure.
Vikings are now plus 2.5, Mike.
2.5? No, I think it's still 1, right?
No, it's 2.5.
2.5.
Yeah.
What?
Plus 2.5, plus 110 on the money line. Lions are scoring some points. They're putting the ball in the end zone.
I'll tell you one thing is there's plays like this, though, that everyone think are super sharp, and then they're not. Everyone was all over the Patriots versus the Vikings, too. No. Wow, 94%. Vikings are getting a little more on the money line, but yeah, everyone's pounding the Lions right now.
It's a false sharp line potential.
The Jets this past week, everyone was on the Jets. I mean, it's every week now. Everyone's going against the Vikings, and yeah, the Lions have exceeded expectations and are scoring points and all that stuff. But the Vikings should have no problem scoring on the Lions defense, and the Vikings defense actually looked pretty good last week. So it just kind of depends what defense shows up.
Right.
Personally, this could even end up being an under spot. We'll see how far that over creeps up. It's at 50, open at 51. It's at 53 now. I think everyone just expects it's going to be a shootout and this and that. Yeah, I don't know. Could be an under spot. There's some good games. You got the Jets, Bills.
Yeah.
The Browns now with Watson versus the Bengals. Vegas Rams on Thursday. Jacksonville, Tennessee. Baltimore and Pittsburgh. That'll be a good one.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay and San Fran. In San Fran. And then the Chargers, Dolphins Sunday night. That'll be good too.
Did you guys hear Purdy, when Tom Brady came into the league, he was 6 months old?
Yeah.
So Tom's been playing essentially longer than Purdy's almost been alive. Like, just let that sink in. And now they're facing each other on the game of the week on Fox this week.
I don't see how Tampa's going to do anything versus their defense. I really don't.
Man, they can't move the ball. They just can't.
Tua.
The receivers are just.
Tua struggled. The Dolphins struggled with all those weapons against them.
Wow.
The Niners have the best D in the league, dude. They have the best defense in the league.
Absolutely.
And like after Jimmy G went on, I'm like, hey, I even told you, I'm like, at least we got the best defense in the league on our side. It should keep us in it. And they did. They make those big stops. How about that Daniels call on 4th down with like 9 minutes to go at your own 20? And he went for it. And they got it.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Why not?
9 minutes to go?
Why not?
You give up the ball there, that's like the fucking game, man.
Yeah. Why not, man? Got nothing to lose.
Crazy.
It's got nothing to lose, man.
Wow.
If Nick Bosa plays, which he probably will in that game, how on earth do the Buccaneers stop him? I mean, what are you going to do? How are you going to stop him?
Bro, they ain't going to be able to run on him, pass on him, nothing.
I mean, with Wirfs being out, correct me if I'm wrong, I think Wirfs would have that assignment of Nick Bosa on that right side of the line. I know Nick can, he goes back and forth, but still, I just find it really hard for the Bucs to be able to keep up with them offensively and defensively. I just don't think that defense is ready. I mean, I don't know.
Probably hammer the Bucs team total under.
Under, yeah. Yeah, what's it at? 6?
I don't know. And totals dropped from 41.5 to 37 with all the money on the over.
Yeah. But is this the week that the Bucks click, maybe? Or have we seen a large enough sample size to know that the Buccaneers are done?
Dude, they weren't even clicking last night. Fucking Saints gave them that shit. They had so many opportunities to put that shit away.
You know what it's like, though, man? A team like the Bucks, I mean, because I know they have injuries. I do. I know they have injuries, and their offensive line is bad, and they have injuries there too. But realistically, man, that defense is essentially the same. I mean, I know they're older, but they're still doing all right. The defense,
Yeah.
the offense, they should be moving the ball with what they have. I mean, they still have Godwin. They still have Evans. You can see them have bits and pieces and little spurts throughout the game where they're moving the ball. They just cannot get the ball in the end zone. They had a big emotional win against the Rams. They had a really great offensive game against the Seahawks in Germany. Now, this win, big emotional win against a division opponent who you've struggled with for the last 3 years. Is this the game that finally focuses this team up and, they come up with a offensive game plan that shocks the world? Because I can't imagine people betting on the Bucks this week. I just can't imagine it. I can't. Purdy don't scare me. I mean, if we end up being on the 49ers, Purdy don't scare me, man. I love what I saw from him. I'm rooting for this guy now. I love him.
Yeah. I just don't see them doing anything versus his defense. Throw Purdy out of it. You could have you at quarterback there, and it's still hard to see. Well, you can hand the ball off, can't you? I mean,
I can, and I can sling it a good 10 yards.
Hand it out. I mean, yeah, the Bucks got a D, and that's the one thing they have going for them in that game is their defense. But offensively, you still have to score points. And I think it's gonna be pretty tough for the Bucks to score on the best defense in the league and the Niners. That's a tough on the road too. It's a tough environment playing in San Fran for sure.
So. Big time, man. And that Vikings-Lions game, man,
and they struggled in the red zone. That first drive of the game, they're talking about how it would be such a letdown to not get in the end zone. They didn't get in the end zone. They looked great on the first drive of the game, moving the chains, get down to within the first, 5-7 yards from the end zone, and they can't get it in. Had to settle for a field goal to start out the game. Yep. It's not, and the Niners, their red zone D, shit. Good luck.
Exactly. We've seen the Bucks move the ball in these small, like I keep saying, these small spurts in the games. I think as a coaching game plan, I mean, just emulate that. Even if you got to go no huddle the whole damn game, who cares? Just do what works. I mean, it seems to be working when they backs up against the wall, 2 minutes left, they go no huddle, and they can move the ball. When they huddle, I mean, they look like they're ancient out there, man. They can't run. Routes are bad.
Did you see that stat on 3rd down and 10 plus? They're 3 for 45 on the year, 7%.
It's atrocious.
3rd and 10 or longer, you're 3 for 45, 7%. So anytime you're in a 3rd and long, you might as well just punt the ball right then and there, not even risk throwing an interception or something.
Pretty much.
Just fucking 7% chance conversion. That's bad.
It's disgusting, man. It really, really is. But they're still the division leaders, and they're going to give me one last run. Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on now.
We'll see.
We got Big Faxville in the house. How you liking the slate tonight? And before Mike answers that, that's a nice little segue into we have 50% off daily VIP today. No promo code needed. Go over to the site, check out. $10, get the full card and parlays. And that's that. But go ahead and answer that one.
Yeah, like it a lot. There's a couple NHL plays that I like a lot. 7-3 NHL run. Huge college basketball slate today. Have a bunch of college basketball, and then there's going to be a couple NBA as well. So like it a lot. Little disappointed last night we finished down, I think, 3 units from the start that we had. We had 2 big swing games. I mean, we hit the play of the day on the Saints and all that, but a couple big swing games in the Oilers and the Warriors. Hit either one of them, would have been in the green. Hit both of them, have a big day. I swear to God, the Edmonton Oilers, anytime I bet on them, they shit the bed late and sell. I hate the Oilers more than any other NHL team. It's just doesn't matter. And then you sit back, you don't bet on them, they win, and then you dabble on them again, first time in a long time. Good spot going against the Capitals with their shit goaltender Lindgren in net on the road where they've been complete ass, and they sell. But yeah, Washington had 25 shots on goal in the first period. The Edmonton defense is a fucking joke. Just a fucking joke. Seriously, it's fucking pathetic.
I don't know if I've ever seen anything like that, realistically.
How do you let your goalie get peppered with damn near 30 shots in just the first fucking period? Completely unacceptable.
Skeleton defense out there, man. They're not even playing.
And luckily, he didn't even let a goal in.
Yeah.
Fucking got peppered with almost 30 shots and 100. I mean, he set his career record last night. Stuart Skinner did for saves.
Wow.
So
unbelievable, man. Unbelievable.
But yeah, like the slate a lot. There's a couple NBA, college basketball, NHL that I like quite a bit. So
beautiful.
Parlay the right combos, hit some parlays too, and let's have a day. So
cha. And do you have a fantasy team this year? I do.
I do not. You got a couple, don't you?
I do. Yeah, I had a big win last night. Tom the Godwin connection, and that touchdown actually gave me a 1-point victory, which I needed. This is one of my worst leagues. I need to win out to make the playoffs. But 2 leagues, I'm favorite to win it all, 10-3, and then another one. But fantasy's been good. Big Facts, how's your fantasy season going? I'm happy with my leagues, man. I can make the playoffs in every single one and just get me in the dance, baby. That's all you need. I'm excited.
Drop your guys' favorite play today in the chat. What's your favorite play?
You know, mine's going to be something in the NBA. I can't figure out. Nothing's really standing out to me, though, man. It definitely is going to require some digging for sure. Definitely going to require some digging. Oh, and also I want to thank everybody who's in here now and also who isn't in here but might watch the show later for responding to our Vegas RSVP. We'll be announcing details soon to come. But thank you guys for taking the time to answer those couple questions. It really helps us out, make a decision on, what we're going to do with that. So appreciate it. Mike, you don't. Mike's throwing up your play today. Come on, we want your play today. Let's go. Let's go. Come on.
I'll probably have a couple of 2-unit plays today. So
love it. Big Facts in the playoffs. One more win. Good, man. Yeah, I'm competing for the first round bye in one of my leagues as well. One of the worst teams in the league actually beat the team I needed to lose. So for me to jump into that first spot, and they did it. They got it done. So I'm happy about it. Fantasy football, luckily, I haven't been hit with too many injuries. That's really kind of the name of the game. So knock on wood, we stay healthy and we keep rolling.
There you go.
Some big paydays ahead, potential.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that pretty much concludes today's show. We're not seeing any plays of the day in the chat. I think that's why they rely on you, Mike.
Well, we've been hitting the plays of the day. So besides the 2-teamer last night, been on a nice little run. So let's keep it going. Appreciate all of you. And let's have a day. Got 6 days left this week. Let's make it a green week.
Absolutely, my man. Thank you all for watching. You guys make the show what it is. As always, invest wisely and live freely.